Hi, Gary Chillingworth here for Airgun World Magazine, Shooting and Country TV. Welcome to Life at the Range. Well, what have we got today? Well, we have got the latest import from India, the Precihole Achilles X3. I nearly called it an A3, but that's a Audi. Precihole Achilles X3. This is a budget PCP, around about £450. Precihole are in conjunction with those wonderful people at Air Arms, and a huge thanks to Air Arms and Precihole, who have sort of loaned me this through the back door. What do I mean by that? Well, if you come to the UK HFT events, which are available all through the year, on the range will be an X3, one of their new budget springers, and an XTI 50 for the competitors to have a go, have a play with, and see what they're like. And I would strongly recommend that you come and have a go with them. And luckily, the lovely man that is Charles Peel allowed me to borrow the X3, bring it home with me after the last round, and I've had a chance to spend a bit of time playing with it. So what is the X3? Well, it's a polymer-based rifle. As I said, it's a budget one at £450, so roughly the price of a good second-hand S400. Comes with a rotary magazine or a single-shot loader, a single-shot tray. However, this one is fitted with an aftermarket 3D printed speed loader from that lovely man that is Mr. Bob Pattenden. Comes with a silencer as standard, manometer on the front, filled up with a standard you get a Precihole filling probe in the pack. The gun is light. It's 5.7 pounds unscoped, so that if you want to carry it around and you want to hunt with it, you want to use it off sticks or anything like that, it's a nice light gun. Now, light is good if that's what you need, but obviously you've got to be aware that if you've got a really light rifle, then any kind of twitch in your muscles will transfer within to the rifle. Well, what else can you say? Has a nice recoil pad on the back, which unfortunately is not adjustable, and obviously as it's polymer there's no adjustable cheek piece. However, I have seen in the Precihole range that they've got a target rifle version of this very gun, but that's currently only in 6 foot-pounds, but we're working on it. So this rifle is going to have to be shot from the shoulder. As you're aware, most of us HFT people rest the butt of the rifle on the ground because we have an extended butt pad. But I might be wrong, but I can't see any way for this to be removed. However, I'm sure a clever 3D printing person, and I'm talking to you, Bob, will be able to create something that would slip over the top that would enable you to put a adjustable butt pad on the back, and then you just put something like a bare tooth cheek riser on here, and then you'll be able to rest the gun on the ground, and that would certainly improve your accuracy. It has a inline safety. You just click in and out, and that prevents the gun from being fired. So if this was my rifle, I would raid the wife's nail varnish thing, and I would put a red mark on there so I'd know when it was safe or when it was in battery. But basically, if you can see here, if it's level with that, it will fire. If it's pushed in, it won't. It's got a nice trigger. You can definitely feel the 2 stages. And we'll just cock the rifle. See, I can feel I'm coming in there. I can feel the first stage and then fire. It's quiet. You can hear a ring from it when you fire the rifle, but when you're 7 or 8 yards down range, you can't hear it at all. It's certainly quiet coming out of here. But that's enough yapping from me. Let's get out onto the range and let's see what this thing can do at 40 yards. Okay, so here we are out of 40 yards. Let's put a marker down, see how we go. Now, I'm not used to shooting up the peg. This is a very light gun, so it's very, very twitchy. Obviously, if you think about it, you know, if you've got a bowling ball and you're trying to move it, you've got all that mass there, and you know, you can slap it about and things like that and it won't move. You've got a ping pong ball or a tennis ball, any kind of movement, and it's going to go flying all over the place. Same as with guns. If you've got a big heavy 12, 13, 14 pound gun, any twitches in your muscles won't go through into the gun. If you've got a 6 pound gun, it's going to feel everything. But obviously a 6 pound gun's got a massive advantage. It's nice and light, so if you're humping around the fields, if you don't want to carry anything heavy, it's absolutely perfect. So you pays your money, you takes your choice. So what I want from this is, if I can get 5 shots inside of a 10p piece, great. 5 shots inside of a 20p piece, even better. 5 shots inside of a 5p piece, like you'd expect with something like an XTI 50 resting off the deck, it ain't gonna happen. Well, if it does, I'll be stunned. But say we're shooting up the peg, light gun. Let's see how we go. Okay, touching, not bad. Okay, a bit high. Okay. We're aiming at the left-hand hole. There is a little bit of wind out there, left to right. Okay, seems to be dropping low, but if I dialed that in, I don't think we'd be that far away. So, all right, let's keep on. We'll put another couple through. Okay. Last one. Okay, let's go and grab the card and let's have a look and see how we did. Okay, so here is our card. We'll ignore the flyer because I think that was me as I was breathing in. I think I just pulled out the top, but it might have been the gun, it might have been me. I honestly can't tell you, but I think it was me. If you look at this group, that's 1 centimetre top to bottom, 10 mil. Well within the size of a 20p piece, as we can show here. That was the best group I got. I've been practicing with the gun, trying to get used to it because I'm not used to shooting up the peg, but that is not a bad group. One thing I have found, however, though, is I filled the gun up. It will technically fill to 200 bar. I usually fill it to about 180, 185, because let's not forget, it's not a regulated rifle, so it's going to have a sweet spot. And if you actually look at the group I've got here, that was it at around about 180. I've noticed that when it gets down to between 160 and about 110, you've got about 45 shots within that bracket. That is when you get the best accuracy. If you go with this gun, and your one, if you buy one, might be different. If you go above 160, I've noticed that the groups, for me, started to open up a little bit. But that just might be peculiar to this gun. But then again, you get that with most guns because you want to shoot a rifle that's not regulated within its sweet spot. And for this rifle, let me just grab it. Oh! And with this rifle, I'm just going to check to make sure it's clear. Yeah, see, we're at around about 140 bar. So we filled it up to about 160, had a few shots, and then we shot that group. So what can I say about it? Well, it's a nice rifle for a budget rifle. I definitely think pay the 18 quid or they are for the single shot loader that you get from Bob. That made loading the rifle so much easier because you've not got a very, very large pull. So when you're trying to thumb in shots singularly, if you're in competition, you have to sort of drop one in and roll it across. Fitted with the Optisan scope, this is the 40mm CP, and well, they do exactly what it says on the tin. They always work, they're always clear, they're reliable. I love a CP, they're absolutely fantastic. Would I go out and buy one? Well, if I was looking to buy a rifle and I wanted to have the warranty, able to go to a gun shop and buy it brand new, and my budget was under £500, it would certainly be worth looking at. I mean, you all know I'm a Springer shooter, but it certainly should be on, you know, ones to go and take a look at. Would I buy one over a second-hand S400? That's a difficult question because I think the S400 is an absolutely amazing rifle and I love it to bits. But you can't argue. If you want a brand new rifle with a warranty, then the Precihole Achilles has got to be one that there's got to be at least worth having a look at. So come along to the Nationals, have a shoot of it, see what you think, and if you get one, give Bob a call, get yourself a single shot loader. Trust me, it'll make your life easier. And that's about it. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other. We'll see you all again on the range very, very soon. Ta-da!